walking around with 810 $1 bills in my bag, no comment on my evening plans, and a completely shattered cell phone. So thank you.
Yeah. Say goodbye. Oh, no, that wasn't just dropped in the pool. That was not just dropped in the pool. What's your story going to be? Well, no, you already had to tell the story once, right? Didn't you call?
In terms of replacing it.
No, your husband, you told me.
Yeah. So I walk out of the room. Fortunately, I have an Apple Watch. I no longer have a phone, but I have already screenshotted the pile of cash to my husband, who is also an economist, to let him know that there is a longer story, but I need a new phone. So I then call him from my watch, and I'm like, well, there was a process by which one needed to be the low bidder, and I have proudly won that. So here's the pile of cash, and I no longer have a phone. And my very affectionate husband, in the kindest of ways, said, "Oh, you're kidding me." And then I think, you're an idiot. I have followed. Because, the pile of cash did not look particularly significant. And then he's like, how much? And I said, 800. And he said, oh. So we are now in the process of upgrading my phone.
Right.
But I think the most interesting piece was that I didn't expect to be the winner at 800.
Yeah.
But I also didn't expect that there would be people pricing their phones at 5,000, 20,000. There were some really high bids there.
Yeah. One guy said he wanted to bid, but it was his company phone.
Yes.
And it's like, well, you don't have to tell them. But when the video gets out, maybe that would be a bad look. Like,
He'd have to come up with a very creative story for why he was returning the phone with like.
So tell me how did it feel when you saw me swinging the hammer down?
I have to admit that the minute you are in the position of seeing your phone smashed, you are reconsidering that bid price in many ways. And I think first and foremost was, okay, I don't know that my iCloud is currently backing up.
Yeah, all the second thoughts start kicking in, right?
And I think I said I'm 90% sure that the thousands of photos that are still loaded onto my phone have been backed up to Google.
Yeah.
But I haven't checked that.
We were talking about that afterwards. Like, the value of nothing is the whole point. That the utility value is different than the price, but the price of an extra photo on your phone is zero. And yet, if you lose those, the value is high. So that was interesting. I had not thought of it.
Absolutely.
So does your husband want to be in version 2 of this with his old electronics?
He probably would, because he's a little more organized than I am, so he wouldn't have that second guessing of what has been backed up or not.
Yeah. Well, we said no flip phones, but he'll probably bring back like a 2009, like the first iPhone.
You're gonna really have to up your game next year, though.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot.
The word's gonna be out.
You can't do this same experiment. First of all, you're gonna have people out, like lined up outside the door.
How about a buzz cut? You all walk in with hair. One of you is walking out without hair.
But so it was interesting because I was also like, rather than the credit card, you could have done like swing up your license.
I know, but I thought that might be actually a crime somewhere, and so if I ever go to Kansas, I'll get arrested. They're like, that's the guy. I don't know what's legal. I lit that thing on fire, and I thought that the smoke, like in our building, this isn't good. Pano's next door.
It had a nice rustic smell. I felt like I needed the s'mores and. Yeah, we're in Texas.
I didn't light the phone on fire. That's next. That's version 2.0. So, all right. Any last insights, words of wisdom, feelings after this experiment?
Well, I don't know what part of this video will show. So since we have my son Jacob here, for the record, I want you to know that while I also agreed to let your personal note to me be burned for all of $10, it was only because I know that we have the kind of relationship where you would tell me all those beautiful, I love you, Mom, you're the best
It was
mom in the
definitely a
world.
note that was worth less than $10.
Did you use the word love in the note?
I did, but you
Oh,
know.
see? But I knew
Oh, you poor woman.
I knew I would give him a chance to express
So-
that publicly in front of the camera.
So I don't know if we should tell America this, but we actually didn't have the real note, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
you didn't put it in an envelope and you couldn't find it.
Yeah,
So
Jacob, where was it?
I put it right next to the envelope. So.
we burned up some other person's note. We don't even know what lady like Mr. Flight that wasn't here.
Well, clearly that parent didn't show up to your class. Or
No.
else they would have been like, "Where's my note?"
That's what
And,
happens to your exams when you're tardy
yeah,
for my
yeah,
class.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
poof. So, hey, thank you very much. It was
Thank you.
really, really great doing this extra video, and we'll talk about what portion of the cut you get from the revenue later.
Excellent,
All right,
excellent.
off camera.
Thank you.